Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today I'm going to be setting up my journal for August. So the August theme that we're doing today is going to be really simple. If any of you guys are looking for a very easy and very customizable theme for your bullet journal, feel free to use this one, and if you do, definitely tag me over on Instagram. So as you guys may know, one of my main goals with this bullet journal channel is to make bullet journaling seem more accessible to everyone. So you don't need to have tons of crazy supplies or tons of artistic skills, lots of time, all of that to put together a perfectly aesthetic bullet journal. So if you're one of those people who doesn't want to spend tons of time and maybe you don't have what you would consider to be natural artistic talent, don't worry about it. You can definitely follow along with me in this theme. So if you're wanting to plan along with me, you can go ahead and grab your supplies. All of the supplies that I am using will be linked in the description, and I do also have quite a few discount codes in there for the things like my journal, my stamps, my washi tape, that kind of stuff. So if you're looking to add to your collection, you can check out the description box to get a better price. So the only things that you really need are your journal and then 4 colored markers. You could do less. I used 4, mine were all Crayola markers, and then I also used a black marker as well. Optional things that you could use that I ended up using are some alphabet stamps and some washi tape. And just before we jump into the video, I do want to remind you guys that all year I've been working on a custom bullet journal for one of you guys to win to use in the year of 2022. So basically every theme that I do in 2021 will be in that custom journal for 2022. So this really sort of abstract August theme that I'm doing right now, one of you guys will have the opportunity to win a journal that has that theme in it for 2022, if that makes sense. And if you're still a bit unsure about that, you can go back and watch some of my other Plan With Me's where I show you guys that custom journal that I'm working on. And if you're interested in potentially winning that journal at the end of the year, please stay tuned to the rest of my Plan With Me videos because I will continue to give more details about how that giveaway is going to take place. So let's just get started and set up August. So as you can see, I've got my nice Archer and Olive journal here. I've been using their journals all year, and this is my second one of the year, and I absolutely love them. So again, there will be a discount code in the description below. And I will also link above the video where I actually set up this journal for the second half of the year in case any of you guys are in that sort of transition phase where you're stepping into a new journal for the rest of the year. So like I said, this theme is super simple. I don't even know if it's like a theme, often I feel like to call it a theme, I kind of need to have a word for it, like cactus or like paper planes or something. But this is honestly just like blobs, shapes, abstract things that anyone can draw. So as you can see, my color palette is sort of starting to form here. I used some brighter colors for the month of July. And even though I really liked my theme in July because of the memories that it brought back of being at the cabin, being out on the lake, I really didn't love using those colors all month long, I'll be honest. So I'm back to using my warm, sort of muted colors for the month of August. And again, they are all Crayola markers. As you can see, the wider ones, like the ones that I'm using now, these are from the Crayola Color of the World set, and the other 2 are from just the generic Crayola Super Tips. And the pack that I have is the pack of 100. So now that I've got my shapes in here, I'm using a black pen. I'm using my Tombow Fudenosuke, but you could use any black pen, and just adding some black detailing around the shapes. And for me, this really finishes it. Without these little black accents, I'm not honestly a huge fan of how this spread looked, but once you add those in, I feel like it makes all the difference. So I am just gonna add a couple more shapes to the other side, and I'm keeping things pretty much the same as what I've been doing all year as far as what actual spreads I'm using. So over on the right side here, I'm making my title page, so I'm using my stamps from Paperwrld to write out August, and then over on the left side, just like I've been doing the rest of the year, I'm gonna have a memories page. So for me, the main purpose of my journal is to help me with scheduling, planning, productivity, that kind of stuff. But the second purpose of my journal is to collect memories. And so if you're just getting started on a journal, oftentimes people ask where to start, how to start. And I feel like the first step is just deciding why you're journaling, deciding the purpose. So for me, my primary purpose is planning and my second one is memories. So I work both of those into my spreads. So that's my first page. Moving over to the next spread, I'm setting up my monthly calendar. So I'm using this really light Crayola Colors of the World marker to do my calendar. I love doing like light borders on my calendar boxes because then if I have events like a camping trip or something that span more than one day, I can like write words across all those days and they won't be interrupted by the boxes, if you know what I mean. So I personally like doing these light outlines for my calendars. Now I'm going in and making just little dots for the days of the month using a few of the different colors here. So now that the actual calendar part is done, I'm just going in and adding some more of those like blobs and doodles. So a few key shapes. I've got sort of that squiggly line, a half circle, sort of an arch. So yeah, just bringing those in with my different colors. And then over in the margin here is where I track my YouTube content and also some monthly goals. So I just wrote down all of the dates for every Tuesday and Friday throughout the month of August because those are my typical posting days. And I'm gonna go back there later on and fill in the rest of that side. But right now I just figured I would do all of my stamp use in sort of one shot. So I've got my monthly title, then I've got a title over here for my YouTube content. And then below that is where I put down some monthly goals. So again, goals, I never feel like that's quite the right language for it, but that's always what I call them anyways. I just more or less like to have sort of an overarching focus. So a goal or a focus for the month, and then I break it down for each week as well. So I've got week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. And that just sort of is a place where I can write down sort of the big picture of what's going on that week instead of just the smaller tasks. Now that I've done those two boxes for YouTube and goals, I'm going to go in with some of my washi tape, and this beautiful washi tape, the green stuff, is from Opal and Fern. They did a collaboration with the Washi Tape Shop. So all of my washi tape is from the Washi Tape Shop, but these sort of wider special ones that I'm using in this spread are all by the artist Opal and Fern over on Instagram in partnership with the Washi Tape Shop. So you can find these washi tapes and many, many more in the Washi Tape Shop. And honestly, I'm not like a huge washi tape user. I feel like I'm kind of awkward with it. Like I don't always know where to put it, but actually this green flowery roll of washi tape, this is what I use to build my color palette. So you can see I had sort of a muted green, that sort of mustardy yellow. So all of the colors that I chose were specifically to match with this tape. So I wanted to put it somewhere in my spreads, and I will be using it on the next page again as well. So speaking of the next page, I'm actually going to start by just making like a washi tape header. And again, this is something I've never done before. Washi is pretty new to me, but I'm just taking a strip of this thicker washi tape and putting it across the top. And then I'm going to use this little sticky note. You honestly could just cut out a piece of white paper or craft paper, and then I'm just going to use my stamps to write tasks on here. So this is sort of my monthly dashboard, I sometimes call it, and it's one of the most useful spreads I think that I include in my monthly setups because it gives me a place to just write down all of the sort of smaller things that I want to get done for the month. So on my calendar, I've got kind of the bigger picture, goals and focus. And then here I've got just little tasks, and I always break it down into different categories. So for each category, I'm going to use one of my key colors and just draw a box. And in those boxes, that's where I'm going to write down my different tasks to complete this month. So the 4 categories that I'm putting for the month of August are home, YouTube, other, and fun. So home is kind of just a place for chores. YouTube, obviously different videos and things that I need to film. Other, pretty broad category. And then fun, for the month of August, I'm really hoping to be able to like go and do some outdoorsy stuff, some camping, see some friends that I haven't seen in a long time. So I want to sort of use the fun section as a bucket list kind of things that I want to do in the month of August. So now for the other page here, I'm using another one of the washi tapes from that Opal and Fern partnership to make a little border along the side. And this is my monthly check-in page. So usually I start this page with a big title that says this month I'm ... But this month I actually just decided to kind of ditch the bigger title and just use smaller little prompts. So the 2 prompts that I'll be using this month are I'm learning and I'm thankful for. And then I'm just going to leave a bunch of space to either write or draw little pictures or whatever. And this is kind of in place of like a mood tracker and things like that, just to kind of check in on how I'm doing in the month and what kind of thoughts are going around in my head. I have a place to kind of dump those down when I want to, if that makes sense. So those are all the spreads for the month of August. Let's flip back through. We've got our title and our memories page at the beginning. Then I've got my big monthly calendar with my YouTube schedule and some monthly goals. And then I've got my more specific tasks and a little place to check in, things that I'm learning and things that I'm thankful for. Thank you all so much for joining me to set up August in my bullet journal today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and a comment below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.